All right, let's dive in. Today, we're tackling something that feels huge and kind of abstract, right? The whole idea of having ideas. But what if I told you it's actually a skill, something you can train, just like a muscle? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're breaking it down into a super practical 5-day plan.
I mean, you've been there, right? You're in a meeting, or maybe you're just staring at a blank screen and nothing. You feel like you have absolutely nothing original to add. It's such a common feeling, this anxiety, that everything's already been said. But trust me, it's something you can totally get past.
And honestly, we have to get past it. Because let's be real, in the world we live in now, whether you're on social media or in a serious boardroom meeting, your personal viewpoint, your unique take on things, that's never been more valuable. It's basically your secret weapon.
Just think about it for a second. At work, who are the people who really stand out? It's not the ones who just follow instructions, right? It's the ones who can look at a problem and come up with a new way forward. The innovators. And this goes way beyond your job. I mean, the best conversations, the strongest relationships, they're built on sharing what makes us, not just nodding and agreeing with everyone.
Okay, so if it's so important, why are so many of us bad at it? Well, here's the thing. Most of us were just never taught how. Our school systems, for the most part, were all about memorizing the right answers to pass the test. It was about what to think, not how to think. And that leaves this massive gap in our skills that, well, we've got to fill ourselves.
The good news is we're not just going to sit here and say, be more creative. That's useless advice, right? No, the material we're digging into today gives us a real, structured 5-day training plan. It's designed to literally build up those thinking muscles, one day, one step at a time. Totally manageable.
Okay, so here's the game plan for our 5-day workout. Day 1 is all about practice, just getting the reps in. Day 2, we level up and start to think with some cool mental tools. Days 3 and 4 are all about building the right habits and getting the right input. And all of that culminates in Day 5, taking action. So, let's get into it.
So, day 1. We're starting simple. It's all about practice, and the perfect place to start is just writing a review. Seriously. A book you just read, a movie you saw, that new coffee shop down the street, it doesn't matter what it is. The simple act of forming an opinion and then writing it down. That is the basic, foundational workout for your idea-generating muscles.
And I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. A review is like a ladder. You're not just shouting your opinion into the void. You're actually building something that helps someone else climb up to a new level of understanding. It's such a great reminder that even a small, personal idea can have real, tangible value for other people.
Okay, so how do you write a good review? One that actually works as a ladder? Well, here's the toolkit. It's about going deeper than just I liked it or I didn't. You got to focus on what specifically moved you and try to praise what's good, not just find flaws. It's also super helpful to explain where you're coming from. Like, hey, as someone who's totally new to this genre, that gives people context. And check out this formula. Your big idea can be just 20% your personal take, built on a solid foundation of 80% facts. A great way to do that is to pull a direct quote from whatever you're reviewing to anchor your point. It gives you so much credibility.
All right, on to day 2. So you're getting comfortable forming those basic opinions. Now it's time to sharpen them. This is where we get into what the source calls weapons of thought. I love that phrase. These are basically mental models, frameworks that will give your ideas structure and a whole lot more power.
The first and maybe the most important tool in your arsenal is comparison. I mean, think about it. You can't really understand something if it's just floating in a vacuum. The second you put A right next to B, you instantly start to see what makes A special, its strengths, its weaknesses, where it fits in the world. It is, hands down, the fastest way to start analyzing something.
And you can see just how practical this is right here. You want to understand a new product? Don't just stare at it. Compare it to its biggest competitor. You want to get a handle on a film director's style? Put their movies side by side with another director's work. This simple act of A versus B, it's like a little engine that just starts cranking out insights.
Another amazing tool is the analogy. This is your secret weapon for making complicated stuff simple. So let's say you have a really complex business problem. If you can explain it using, say, a simple sports metaphor that everyone understands, boom, you've just made the abstract totally concrete and relatable. It's a game changer for communication.
Okay, so you've got the tools. But, you know, a sharp knife doesn't stay sharp on its own. And that brings us to days 3 and 4, which are all about maintenance. It's about the daily habits you need to practice and the high-quality fuel you need to be putting into your brain.
And the metaphor here is just perfect. Your mind is an engine, and that engine needs two things to run well. First, daily exercise, those consistent habits. And second, premium fuel. That's the high-quality information you're consuming. You just can't expect to have brilliant output if you're only putting junk input into your head. It's that simple.
So how do we actually do this? Well, the source gives us 4 really practical habits. The first 2 are your daily exercises. First up, retell. The next time you read something interesting, try explaining the main point to a friend, but without looking at it. It's the ultimate test. If you can't explain it simply, you probably didn't fully get it. The second exercise is to observe with a frame. This is so cool. Don't just walk into a cafe. Walk in and look at it through the eyes of a designer or a business consultant. This tiny shift in your perspective will unlock a ton of new insights. So that's the exercise part. The other half is your fuel, your input. You need a balanced diet here. You should read bestsellers because they give you a shared cultural context. It makes sure ideas feel relevant right now. But you also have to read the classics. Why? Because they give your ideas a solid foundation, a weight and authority that you just can't get from what's trending this week.
Okay, this brings us to the final day, the most important day of the whole plan. We've practiced, we've got our tools, we've built our habits, but what's the point of it all? Well, the ultimate goal is to move from just thinking to actually doing. Because look, having great ideas is fantastic, but if they just stay rattling around inside your own head, they don't really do anything, do they? The whole point of this training, the reason we sharpen our ability to think, is to give ourselves the power to make better decisions and to take real, meaningful action in the world.
And that really is the bottom line. The power of developing your own ideas isn't just about sounding smart at a dinner party. It's about being able to look at a situation, form your own judgment, make a decision, and then actively help guide that situation in a better direction, for you and for the people around you.
So, let's make this real, right now. Your training starts today. Just look around. Think about the next movie you're going to watch, or the next article you're going to read. What is the very first thing you can form a clear, structured opinion on today? Just start with that one small thing. That's the first step.